Shonda was a contestant in a game show. The host called in 3 women with big bellies. The first woman said she was in the first term of her pregnancy. The second one said she was in her 3rd term. The last woman said she was 8 months pregnant. Can you help Shonda figure out which of the women is really pregnant? Judging from the size of their bellies, the first 2 women had no clue what they were talking about. The third woman had a belly size equivalent to 8 months pregnancy. So, she's the real mom. A fire broke out in the southern part of town, and 3 firefighters arrived at the building to tackle the problem. But the manager of the building immediately noticed one of them was a fake. How? It's the last woman. The first ones are legit, they're carrying the right equipment, and there are reflective stripes on their uniforms. But the last one has no stripes. She's just wearing a firefighter costume. Fran called the police because she hadn't seen or heard from her neighbor Derek for days. When the police arrived on New Year's Eve, they found Derek tied to a chair. Derek said some thieves had taken his money and laptop and left him stranded for 2 days. But the police figured it was all fake. How? Check the paper calendar on his wall. It's set for New Year's Eve. If he was tied to a chair, how could he have updated his calendar? Darren hosted a feast to celebrate his birthday. But as the guests were about to start eating, he got a text saying that the drinks on the table had been poisoned by one of the guests. To see if this was real, he proposed a toast. Luckily, he managed to catch the culprit. Take a look at this image. Can you tell who it is? Look at that guy sitting in the middle. He's holding an empty glass. He probably knew that the drinks had been poisoned, which is why he didn't pour anything for himself. Becca had just arrived from Egypt. During her trip, she bought a beautiful emerald necklace and wanted to show it to some of her friends. She threw a party for her closest friends, but by the end of the night, her emerald necklace had been stolen. Take a look at the security footage. Can you help Becca find the culprit? Look at that girl wearing a hat. At 1 a.m., her hat is flat, but at 2 a.m., her hat suddenly turned pointy, weirdly imitating the shape of an emerald. It must have been her. Alex needed to get across a park in the middle of the night in a dangerous town. He walked fast until, out of nowhere, a man knocked him out and robbed him. The next day, he needed to identify his robber. The detective gave 3 suspects a marker and asked them to write down their names. At the end, he arrested the right person. How did he know who to arrest? Alex was hit from the right side, so the police were trying to figure out who was left-handed. And among these 3 guys, the only left-handed one was the last guy on the right. On Brian's wedding day, he slipped on a banana peel. He hit his head, and when he woke up, there were 3 different brides in front of him. And one of these women was actually trying to poison him. Boy, is he having a day. Can you figure out who? Did you see the poison jar concealed behind that last bride's dress? She's probably the dangerous one. Bakerville Hospital is on the lookout for a fake nurse since a convict escaped prison and was seen entering one of the local hospitals, passing as a healthcare professional. Take a look at the image. Amy is about to draw some blood from her patient, while Lucy is about to inject a flu vaccine on another patient. Can you tell which one of them is the fake nurse? Well, it's Lucy. She doesn't have a syringe on her tray. So, how is she going to administer the vaccine? An old lady was shopping at the mall when she saw a woman dressed in orange at the cashier. The old lady started screaming, saying the woman was a convict that escaped from prison. The woman in orange felt really confused, called the police, and got the old lady kicked out of the mall. What exactly happened here? The woman was dressed in orange overalls, but it was just a fashion trend. The old lady mistook it for prison clothing. Kiki and Jack went to a wildlife reserve to produce some content for their social media followers. Each of them picked a wild animal to pose with. Which one of them is being more careless here? Take a look at the picture. Well, let's see. It's Kiki. The snake is too close to her face. It could hurt her. While the crocodile is simply interested in the meal that Jack is feeding him. Brandy and Michelle were both accused of being a vampire after they posted these pictures online. Take a look at them. Which one is a real vampire? It's Brandy, the blonde girl on the left. If you look closely, you can't see her reflection in the mirror. She must be a vampire. Jack works at the morgue. He's doing his morning round, checking on all the new arrivals when he feels something touch his legs. His heart starts beating really fast. How could this be possible? Take a look at the image. Can you figure out which of these bodies is still alive? It's the one on the right side. If you check it out, his hand is poking out of the bed. He must still be alive. Ew. Emma was living with two other girls in a tiny apartment. She had the feeling that one of the girls didn't really like her, and one day, when she got home from work, there were 3 apples on her desk and a small note. The note said the apples were a housewarming gift, but it didn't say from whom. Take a look at the picture. Are any of these apples safe to eat? The one that has the little worm in it is the safest one. Who knows, maybe the other ones are poison or worse. Jane and Brendan didn't really like each other, but they were sharing a flat because they were short on money. One night, Jane cooked Brendan a meal. A few hours later, he felt so bad he needed to go to the hospital. The doctors told him he had been poisoned. Take a look at the picture. Can you find any evidence this is real? Zoom in on Jane's knife. It has a weird black liquid on it that looks suspicious. It's gluey and has an orange tint to it. That must be the poison. Jason received a note from a girl in his school asking him out. But the girl forgot to sign her name on the letter. He has no idea who she was, only that she was in his class. Take a look around. Which girl do you think sent him the letter? Well, the letter was written in a red pen, so the girl who sent him was probably the one on the left, using the red inked pen. A police officer was following a robber around the city. Suddenly, the robber entered the hospital and disappeared. When the police officer entered the building, there were 3 workers. One of them must be the robber, who is pretending to be a patient. Can you identify this person? It definitely can't be this pregnant woman. It's also not the old man holding onto a wheelchair. It's the last man. He's pretending to be blind, but hey, he doesn't have a walking stick. I'll bet it's the robber wearing shades pretending he's blind. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.